G'day guys, Steve Morgan here from Fishing Monthly magazines at Moogara Dam in the southeast of Queensland, and behind me there is the scenic rim, which is one of the best looking parts of our great state. And we borrowed a great boat for today too. We've borrowed an Anglapro Outlaw 434. It's a V-nose punt, and we borrowed it from Brisbane Marine, who's a Mercury dealer in Brisbane. Of course, it's powered by a 40 horsepower 4-stroke Mercury, and it's a great entry-level lure casting sport fishing boat. If you've got a 12-foot tinny that rocks and rolls all over the place and you want to step up into something which is a lot more comfortable to fish in, this is the sort of boat you'd be looking at. Priced from around under 20 grand, from a real basic unpainted package up to mid-20s with a specced out one with some of the fruit on it like this one has here. Made from 3mm aluminium sides and a 3mm plate bottom. This is a V-nose punt. It means that it's a good calm water inshore boat. Very beamy means it's very stable. So if you want to walk around these raised decks and cast, you can do that with 2 or 3 people, no problems at all. What it does mean though is if it gets rough, gets choppy, it's not going to be the driest boat, not going to be the smoothest riding boat in the fleet. So don't buy this to go out the front of Moreton Island. But for places like this, Lake Moogara, calm water, it's actually ideal. And we've had a great time fishing out of it this morning. The things that I like about this boat, of course, are the raised front casting platform. It gives you that extra height to throw lures, and the Motor Guide XI5 on the front gives you that control you need to move the boat in and out around the banks very quietly in search of your quarry. And today that might be bass yellowbelly. In the salt water that might be bream, whiting, flathead. As soon as you've had a boat with an electric motor on the front, as soon as you've had a boat with a colour sounder in it, you are never going to go back. This boat's supplied on a drive-on, drive-off trailer, which is another accessory that you're never going to go back from once you've had one. You can drive the boat up onto the trailer, none of that winching anymore. You put the boat trailer in the water with the wheels under the water. Different from your small tinny, you can drive it straight up there and away it goes. Tows beautifully behind an Isuzu D-Max, which is a loan vehicle we have for today to do this test with. Things I didn't like about it is the rod locker is only 6 foot long. Standard rods nowadays are 7 foot, so some of the rods, although there's a great place to lay a 7-foot rod there, don't actually fit inside the rod locker. 2-piece rods, fly rods fit in there fine, but a 1-piece 7-foot rod's going to have dramas. What I'd also do is I would max this out to 50 horsepower. This is supplied with 40 horsepower, gets out of the plane all right with 2 people if you make sure the weight's distributed right. Put a 50 on and you've got no dramas at all. One of Steve Morgan's rules is always put maximum horsepower on any boat that you buy ever. Might be a little bit more expensive at the start, but it's worth it in the long run because you'll curse yourself for not buying the maximum horsepower when you've got that boat out on the water. Things I do like as well, I love the console. It's a big console for a little boat. It's got plenty of space to mount any sounder from this small Lowrance hook up to a HDS 12 would fit in here, no worries at all. And you find that as your fishing ability goes up and as your fishing level increases, you will want a bigger sounder, maybe a sounder with GPS, side imaging, any of those features that help you catch fish. You find you can just unbolt the little fella, which does the job just fine, and put on a bigger unit. But there's also a little shelf underneath, plenty of space for mobile phones, car keys, anything that might get stuck in the weather are catered for with this shelf. And of course we keep the shoes, thongs, anything else we need underneath there. So very, very nice console and very big front casting deck. Under the front casting deck there's both some storage. In this boat they've got the 12-volt battery to run the Motor Guide is under the front deck, but also there's a divided around, it must be a 70 or an 80 litre live well that we have under the front. I flip the switch here and the pump goes on. Fish a tournament with it, keep fish alive in it, upgrade your fish before you bring them home. Having a good functioning live well is a pretty important part of any boat nowadays. Very comfortable seats. There's 4 seat mounting bases. You can actually sit and fish in the Grandpa style seat up the front if you want to. But otherwise, in a travelling position, we found that this middle seat base is the best place to travel it with the power the way it is at the moment. As I said, these boats start at just under or just over $20,000 depending on what you want to fit it up with. Without any of the fruit from Brisbane Marine, one of these costs you around $24,000. But if you want to add the motor guide, you want to add the better sounders, that package price goes up. So if you're in your small tinny and you want to upgrade, definitely have a look at this boat from Brisbane Marine. You can check out all the details on brismarine.com.au. But until next time, this is Steve Morgan about to go and try and catch some fish in Moogara Dam, southeast Queensland.